Welcome to Furry Facts, the channel where cats aren't just pets, they're mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Here, we go beyond the cute whiskers and purring cuddles to explore the hidden world of cats. Their secret instincts, strange behaviors, ancient myths, and the science that explains what they know about us and what they hide from us. If you've ever wondered why your cat stares into the dark, why they meow only at you, or what secrets they carry from thousands of years of living alongside humans, you're in the right place. This is Furry Facts, where every meow, every purr, every flick of the tail tells a story you've never heard before. The night is still, the air is heavy, nothing seems wrong, and then you notice your cat pacing, crying, hiding in places they never hide. Their body tense, ears flicking at sounds you can't hear. Hours later, the earthquake strikes, or the storm rolls in, and suddenly their strange behavior makes sense. Cats seem to know before we do. For centuries, humans have told stories of cats predicting disasters, from earthquakes to tsunamis, lightning storms to hurricanes. But what exactly are they sensing? And why do they react when we remain blind? Tonight on Furry Facts, we'll dive into the eerie, fascinating mystery of what cats know before earthquakes and storms. We'll explore the science, the stories, and the spiritual side of this feline foresight, and ask what it means for us. In 2011, when a massive earthquake struck Japan, countless survivors reported that their cats acted strangely hours, even days beforehand. Cats hid under beds, clawed at doors, meowed endlessly, or refused to eat. Similar reports emerged from the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. Villagers spoke of cats fleeing inland before the waves struck, while humans remained unaware of the danger. Even as far back as ancient China, cats were noted in earthquake records. One 4th century text describes cats crying without cause in the days before the ground shook. It's not just an anecdote. In Italy, researchers studying pets after a series of quakes found a striking pattern. Cats often showed restless or fearful behavior hours before the tremors. It isn't only earthquakes. Cat owners across the world notice their pets acting differently before storms. Some hide in closets before thunderclouds appear. Some cling to their owners. Others pace, cry, or become hyperalert. In 2019, a woman in Florida described how her 2 cats hid in the bathtub for hours before a hurricane made landfall. She had no warning yet, but her cats seemed to know. And in rural communities, old farmers often said, "Watch the cats." Across these stories, certain patterns repeat: restlessness, pacing, crying, unable to settle, hiding, retreating to unusual, enclosed spaces, clinging, staying close to humans, following them everywhere, escape attempts, trying to flee the house before quakes or storms. These behaviors seem irrational until disaster strikes. Then, suddenly, they look like warnings. Cats are vibration experts. Their paw pads and whiskers are exquisitely sensitive to tremors in the environment. Whiskers can pick up air movements too subtle for us to notice. Paw pads detect vibrations traveling through the ground. Inner ears' vestibular system are finely tuned to balance and micro movements. Before an earthquake, seismic activity builds beneath the surface. Small tremors, too faint for humans, ripple through rock and soil. Cats feel them. What we dismiss as stillness, they register as movement. This explains why cats often hide or flee hours before a quake. They are reacting to the first whispers of the earth shifting. Storms and earthquakes release infrasound, sound waves below the human range of hearing. Humans hear roughly 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Cats hear from 48 Hz up to 85,000 Hz. This means cats detect both lower and higher frequencies than we can. Earthquakes release deep rumbles. Storms release rolling pressure waves. To cats, these aren't silent, they're loud warnings. When you see your cat staring into space, ears flicking before a storm, they may be hearing a sky full of signals your ears can't register. Before a thunderstorm, the air changes. Static electricity builds. Humans sometimes feel this as the hair on our arms is rising. Cats, with their sensitive fur, feel it far more intensely. Some scientists believe cats can sense the buildup of static and ozone in the air, chemical and electrical changes that precede lightning and rain. This may explain why cats often hide just before storms break. To them, the world is already buzzing with electricity long before thunder strikes. Another key signal is barometric pressure, the weight of the atmosphere. As storms approach, pressure drops. Humans may feel this as a headache or joint pain. Cats feel it too, but more acutely. Their inner ears, the same system that helps them balance, detect pressure changes. A sudden drop is like an alarm bell. The environment is about to shift. This could explain why cats begin acting restless before hurricanes or tornadoes. The air itself tells them danger is coming. Combine these senses, vibrations, infrasound, static, pressure, and you see why cats seem prophetic. They aren't using magic. They are using survival wiring. For a small predator-prey hybrid like the cat, survival depends on responding to tiny environmental cues. Those who sensed danger earliest lived. Those who ignored it didn't. When your cat hides before a storm, they are not predicting. They are surviving the same way their ancestors did for millions of years. Here's the eerie part. We can sometimes feel these signals too, but we ignore them. We're too distracted by noise, too dulled by modern life. We dismiss what cats act upon. In this way, cats are not supernatural prophets. They are simply still tuned into nature while we have forgotten how to listen. Cats live by instinct. Unlike humans, they don't debate or rationalize what they feel. If something feels off, they act. That immediate response can look psychic to us, but to them, it's survival. Where humans override instinct with reason, maybe I'm just imagining things, cats never hesitate. They trust what they feel. That trust saves them and sometimes us. Many researchers and cat owners believe cats are sensitive not just to physical signals, but to energy shifts in the environment. Before storms, rooms feel charged. Before earthquakes, tension builds in the earth. Cats seem to react to these invisible shifts, pacing or hiding as if they feel the world's energy moving. Spiritual traditions call it something else, a sixth sense, the Italian quake. In 2016, residents of Amatrice reported their cats vanishing into the hills hours before the deadly earthquake struck. The Boxing Day tsunami. In Sri Lanka, cats fled inland long before the wave arrived. While humans stood at the shore, watching the sea retreat, cats were already gone. The American tornado. A family in Oklahoma recalled their cat meowing frantically and refusing to leave the basement door before a tornado hit. Minutes later, the twister leveled the neighborhood. These are not isolated. Around the world, stories repeat, cats sensing disaster before humans, sometimes saving lives. It's not only natural disasters. Cats often react before medical or emotional crises too. Cats curling against owners before seizures. Cats crying near people before heart attacks. Cats sitting silently with grieving owners as though they feel sorrow before it's spoken. If they can sense storms in the sky, maybe they can also sense storms in us. Science says cats detect vibrations, sounds, pressure, chemicals. But some stories stretch beyond science. Cats who fled days before quakes. Cats who alerted owners without any clear physical signs. Skeptics dismiss these as coincidence. Believers say it is proof of a sixth sense, something cats kept that humans lost. Maybe both are true. Maybe what we call sixth sense is just instinct unbroken. Maybe cats remind us that survival once depended not on technology, but on trust in what we feel. Long before satellites and forecasts, people looked to animals for signs of the weather. Cats, with their restless behavior before storms, became natural weather prophets. Sailors especially believed in the power of cats. A cat washing its ears meant rain was coming. A cat sleeping with its belly up foretold a storm. A cat acting restless aboard a ship was considered a sure sign of rough seas. To this day, some old farmers swear by cats' behavior as more accurate than any meteorologist. In Japanese folklore, cats were linked to weather spirits. A cat stretching or pawing at its face was seen as summoning rain. In some villages, cats were believed to protect against lightning strikes, their presence calming the storm. In Scotland, the black cat Sith was feared as a harbinger of storms. Its cry was said to call winds and rain from the otherworld. People believed offerings of milk left outside could appease it. In Norse mythology, Freyja's chariot was drawn by cats. As goddess of fertility and weather, Freyja's cats were thought to influence harvest rains and summer storms. In ancient China, records describe cats crying or fleeing before earthquakes. Some temples kept cats as guardians, not only of grain but of warning signs. Their behavior was seen as a direct link to the trembling earth below. Even in Europe, cats were tied to shifting ground. Miners carried cats into tunnels, believing they could detect collapses or quakes before humans. Not all folklore painted cats as protectors. In many traditions, unusual cat behavior was feared as an omen of disaster. In medieval Europe, a cat howling at night meant misfortune or death. In Russian folklore, a cat scratching at doors was believed to warn of a coming storm. In contrast, in ancient Egypt, a cat's cry was seen as divine warning, not doom, but guidance. What's striking is the consistency. Across cultures, across centuries, people noticed the same thing. Cats acted differently before disasters. Some called it superstition, others prophecy. But the pattern was always there. Folklore is not random. It is memory, stories passed down because they contained truth. The myths of cats predicting storms may not be literal magic, but they point to something real. Generations of humans observing feline behavior and connecting it with survival. When your grandmother told you that a cat scratching at the window meant rain, she wasn't just passing superstition. She was passing wisdom, an old recognition that cats sense what we cannot. If cats really sense disasters before we can, what should we do? Pay attention to sudden changes. If your normally calm cat begins pacing, hiding, or crying without cause, take note. Look at the environment. Is there a storm system approaching? Could tremors be building? Don't dismiss strange behavior. Many owners laugh off odd bathroom hiding or frantic meows. But when multiple pets act the same way, it's worth respecting. Watch for patterns. Does your cat always act differently before heavy rain, before lightning, before a quake? Prepare with them. If you live in an area prone to earthquakes, hurricanes, or tornadoes, use your cat's signals as part of your preparedness. Sometimes the best alarm system is already in your home. Cats are not just warning systems. They are reminders of a way of living humans have forgotten. To notice subtle shifts in the earth. To respond to instincts instead of ignoring them. To trust the body's signals of unease. We live in a world of alerts, apps, and forecasts. But cats live in a world of presence. Their survival depends on it. And sometimes their presence saves us too. Maybe it isn't just science. Maybe cats really are guardians, liminal beings who stand at thresholds, warning us when unseen danger stirs. When your cat hides before a storm, perhaps it is not only instinct, but protection, a signal to you, a call to safety. When they vanish before an earthquake, maybe they are teaching us that nature always speaks if we are willing to listen. Whether you see it as science, instinct, or spirit, the lesson is the same. Cats know what we ignore. They remind us of our own lost senses. So the next time your cat cries at the door, hides in the closet, or stares into the distance before a storm, pause. Don't dismiss it. Don't laugh it off. Ask instead, what do they feel that I can't? What do they know that I forgot? Because in their silence, in their stare, in their sudden restlessness lies a truth older than technology. The world warns us before it breaks. Cats simply never stopped listening. This has been Furry Facts, where we uncover the hidden truths of the feline world. If you enjoyed this exploration into what cats know before earthquakes and storms, give this video a like, share it with other cat lovers, and subscribe for more mysteries from the world of whiskers and paws. Don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss an episode. With cats, nothing is random. Every movement, every meow, every hiding place carries meaning. And sometimes their warnings aren't just quirks, they're survival. Listen closely. Your cat may save your life one day.